Sicario was released in 2015 and it was directed by Denis Villeneuve before everyone knew how to pronounce his name, and it starred Emily Blunt, Josh Brolin, and Benicia del Toro. Now, in my Geek Classic reviews, I usually review films full on spoilers right before a new installment in a franchise or a reboot or a sequel is coming out. Sicario, however, is a very different example of a geek classic because despite being very highly regarded in film fan circles, I know a shocking amount of people that have not seen the original. Therefore, this review will be spoilers free. So if you have not seen the original Sicario, please do us a favor and go watch it. But feel free to watch this review before you do so, you will not be spoiled. In the film we follow an idealistic FBI agent played by Emily Blunt who is enlisted by a government task force to aid in the escalating war on drugs at the border area between the US and Mexico. Sicario is a crime thriller unlike many others, in which the overarching narrative is about the war on drugs, and it does put an emphasis on the US and the Mexican border. But it has a very different structure than most. It's a very heavy drama, and it is a thriller. I like to call this movie a trauma film, a new genre that I've just made up, whether that makes sense or not. We follow the three intertwining stories of Kate, Alejandro, and Silvio, and despite these three stories intertwining through the narrative, their biggest connection is through themes, and the biggest theme of Sicario is the dehumanization caused by war. Let's look at Emily Blunt's Kate in this film, who was my favorite performance of Emily Blunt until I saw A Quiet Place this year. This is a woman who is breaking from the very beginning. She starts out as idealistic, someone who believes in the system and has a strong resolve about herself. But on her first day alone, she witnesses horrible events and is attacked. Throughout the film, she's manipulated, lied to, she's abused mentally and physically. She's left for dead by those she trusts the most. And come the end of the film, we see the character that was at the beginning, someone who believed in something, someone who believed in herself, and she is left completely broken. From someone who starts to smoke early in this film to deal with stress to someone who actually smokes just for recreation, she's a broken, mere shallow husk of what resembles a human being. And Benicia del Toro is excellent in this film. This guy is just scary throughout, but he presents us a narrative of redemption. He is someone who the war has taken everything and everyone from. And once you see what he is trying to do throughout this film, and once he accomplishes it, nothing really changes for him. And he becomes this sort of like shadow upon the world that he inhabits. And he becomes this figure that installs fear in everyone that comes across him. Even a policeman is dealt in a very unique way, in which the film does not judge him, but judges what he is doing. He is someone who has been forced to take very questionable actions to protect his family, to protect his job, and that is what happens. This is a film that looks very fairly upon each side of the war on drugs, on the US and on Mexico. Sicario is a film that takes an anti-war stance, showing the consequences of the war on drugs. We see how truly bad it is. We see the loss of life. We see the dehumanizing effects it has on everyone who is minimally involved with it, and we terrifyingly see that there aren't any real victories in this. Sicario truly is a heavy film to watch, and it's a film that, like the very best, doesn't tell you how to feel. It poses you moral questions, and it demands that you answer those questions for yourself. It doesn't have bad things happening to bad people. It doesn't have good things happening to good people. It has things and events happening to people. It has people put on situations where they have to find a way out, and we as an audience must live that with these characters. Sicario is still one of Villeneuve's best films. It is a shining star in his career, which is full of shining stars, and I cannot give it any less than the stuff that dreams are made of. Now, what did you think of Sicario, my beautiful geekies? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? How did it rank on your top 10 movies of 2015? And are you excited for Soldado? Because I refuse to call it the other name. Thank you so much for watching my review of Luke Cage Season 2 and so many other reviews on the channel, and those still to come this next week, and I'm back in Portugal. Can't wait to see you there, and so until then, you stay beautiful, you stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and the bell so you can be geeky united!